Hello there, boys and girls. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Sir Alex Ferguson save. Hope you've had a great weekend. One game coming for you today. That's against Porto, just because a lot of games have been rearranged, and yeah, there's no other fixture around this Porto fixture that's got any kind of significance for us. So, going to bring you the Porto game if we get through that as well. Going to bring you the draw for the next round of the Champions League, and yeah, and we've got loads to round up with as well. Before we get into today's episode though, as always, if you are enjoying the series, hit that thumbs up button. Shows me that the support is there for the series. If you are new around here and you're enjoying what you're seeing, hit that subscribe button and then follow it up with the bell icon. Literally takes 2 seconds to do all of that good stuff. Now let's get into it. Since we last met against City and United, a little bit of a rocky patch. We've been on a relatively decent run of form. It has been hard going though in some of these matches, especially the last two that we played, Wolves and Watford. Teams setting up very, very defensive against us, and we're having to break them down late on in games. We started with Derby, 3-1 win. Teresiano, Zakaria and Aldofo scoring the goals for us. We did concede a penalty, but ran out 3-1 winners. Cardiff next at the Cardiff City Stadium, and this was one of those games where we just literally had to dig deep and break down the team of Cardiff. A 1-0 win. Fetiart 5 minutes into the second half, scoring the winning goal for us. We then came back to St James's Park and a 3-0 win against Chelsea. Arp, Maya and Bolo all with the goals. Picked up a long-term injury in Antonio Marin. He's going to be out for about 4 weeks. He's got 4 weeks left of his injury, so I'm going to be without him today. We then went away to Porto and snuck a 1-0 win against them. A good away win, a good away goal as well. Roger Piccone with the goal from a set piece. We then beat West Ham in the Carabao Cup final, 1-0 again. These teams really setting up defensively. Aldofo with the goal to win us another piece of silverware this year. And I think it's our second Carabao Cup since we joined Newcastle. We then came back to St James's Park and Fetiart scored a brace, Teresiano with another one, and a youngster from the Everton Academy, Jack Woolley, scoring a goal for Everton, but ran out relatively easy winners there. We were 2-1 up by 35 minutes and scored the final goal in injury time. We then got knocked out of the FA Cup in the 5th round, went to extra time, went to penalties, and we lost 5-4. United scoring first on the 10-minute. Romelu Lukaku scoring the goal for them, and João Teixeira scoring just before the half-time mark, but not able to get a win there, not able to get through to the next round, so we won't be winning the treble this year. Fetiart and Aldofo both having poor games there. We then bounced back with a 2-1 win against Wolves. Maddison and Arp scoring the goals after Rogerio scored a goal with 25 minutes to go to make it really, really tight, but Fetiart scoring 7 minutes from time. Two big blows in this one. Maya and Embolo join Marin on the sideline. So without those three players today, these are out for a good 4 or 5 weeks. So could even miss the first leg of the next round of the Champions League if we get through. And then we went away to Vicarage Road, 2-1 against Watford. Piccone and Fetiart from the penalty spot again. Another late goal, winning us the game. And this is how the Premier League looks. So we're second to City, still got those 2 games in hand, and we're 3 points behind them with a better goal difference as well. City keep on winning and keep on piling the pressure with us. I would much rather have the points on the board than games in hand. Fetiart, second top goal scorer in the Premier League this season with 14. Breel Embolo going to be missing out for a few weeks, a 7.41, second best player on the average ratings, and Rakitic joint top with Edison and David De Gea for the Golden Glove. I think that is everything wrapped up. As I said, we've got the knockout round, first knockout round, a second leg against Porto to come, plus if we get through the Champions League draw as well. That's everything rounded up for you going into this one and only game today against Porto. I say 1-0 lead from the first leg, an away goal as well, which is vitally important in these European competitions. This is going to be the lineup. Rakitic in goal, Van Zanten, Piccone, Zagadou and Bilal are the back line. Teixeira and Zakaria coming in the middle of midfield. And Maddison on that right-hand side. Teresiano in behind Fetiart and Moise Keane on that left-hand side. We've got Bob Bridges, Luis Enrique, Dodo, Aya, Hunt, Cook, and Adolfo all on the bench if we need them. As you can see here, Bastoni out for a couple of days, Maya out for 5 weeks, Neres is unregistered, and Bolo is out for another 3 weeks, and Marin just about coming back, anywhere between 9 days and 3 weeks for him. But let's get into this one. Say 1-0 lead against Porto. Can we get through to the next round? So this is what I mean. This is how teams have been setting up against us. 4-1-4-1, very defensive. One man ahead of the back four, a very straight middle four as well, and then the striker up on his own, having to do bits to try and carve any kind of chance out for him. I say this is what we've been having for the last kind of month or so in game. Teams just sitting back and trying to grind out results against us, and we're trying to break them down. And to say it's taken us until like the last 5 minutes in each game to try and do that. They're lining up with a 4-1-4-1 as always. Names to note, Hendricks is still there, and I think that's it as regards to real life players. Let's get into this game. We're looking for a strong victory and a strong result. Let's go and get it. Throwing from Bilal, finds Telesiano, good turn, can he get a ball in? No, Keane, into Zakaria, and Zakaria fires us 1-0 into the lead just before the half-hour mark. Good move from that left-hand side, pushing the ball into the middle, and Zakaria finishing off emphatically. Bilal throws it in, Telesiano does a little bit of a trickery, finds Keane, and Zakaria just puts his foot through its first time shot. 1-0 to Newcastle, 2-0 on aggregate. That is half time. We went on top of this one. 5 shots to their 1, loads of possession as well. And all in all, looking like we've broken them down early and got that extra goal lead from the first leg as well. Paris Saint-Germain 4-0 up from their first leg against Bayer Leverkusen. So looking like that French team is going to get through to the next round. I'm just going to say, don't look at the scoreboard and think the job is done. 1 or 2 goals from them puts them through to the next round. We need to keep focused and keep going. Maddison with a free kick in deep. Hunt's there but can't get the ball back in. Zakaria going to pick this ball back up and fire it out to James Maddison. Cuts inside. Ball deep again into Paul Hunt. Paul Hunt comes off the bench and scores his second goal of the season. 20 minutes from time. I think our youngster puts us through to the next round of the Champions League. So Zakaria just waited for the ball to come to him. Lovely ball to Maddison, who whips it in straight away, and Paul Hunt on the volley makes it 2-0 on the night, 3-0 on aggregate. 9 minutes to go, and get a throw in. Cook on the edge finds Zakaria again, dangerous space for Zakaria, goes for goal and shoots just wide this time. 8 minutes to go, still 2-0. And there we have it, a clinical display from our boys. Dennis Zakaria on the half-hour mark, scoring the goal to break the deadlock early, which is what we need. And then Paul Hunt coming off the bench with 20 minutes to go, scoring the goal to put us through. And we will see in a few seconds' time who we get in the next round of the Champions League. Here we go then. Champions League quarter-final draw. These are the teams that are left in it. Atleti, Liverpool, ourselves, Real Madrid, Arsenal, City, Paris Saint-Germain and Benfica. Out of all of those, I want Benfica. Out of all of those, I'll probably get either Real Madrid or Paris Saint-Germain. So, let's get into it. Let's see who we get. Draw next team. Benfica will play Liverpool. Fairly decent draw for them. Atleti will play Paris Saint-Germain. City will play Arsenal. And as I predicted, we will play Real Madrid. First leg at home at St James's Park, and then we go to the Santiago Bernabeu and see if we can get through to another semi-final appearance in the Champions League. We are the holders of the competition so far. Arsenal match rearranged and drawing the I think it's the 11-time champions, 13-time champions of Europe, Real Madrid. So let's see where that fits in our schedule. Fits right in the middle, sandwiched with Liverpool. But we are going to bring you next time out the first leg against Madrid and the away game against Liverpool. That'll be huge games. Madrid coming to us, and we go to Anfield in that league game. First versus fifth in that league game. And this is how the league looks as we stand. 3 points away from City, but with 2 games in hand. So it's all to play for, all in our own hands, going into the final kind of 8-9 weeks of the season. But that's it for today's episode. If you have enjoyed it, please do drop it a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and you don't want to miss out any more content. Remember, tick the little bell icon so you're notified every time a video goes live. And until next time, we'll bring you the first leg of the quarter-final of the Champions League and a huge game against one of our rivals, Liverpool at Anfield. I'll see you soon.